Today on Newsbytes, Trump's lead in 2024 polls, a South African politician calls for white genocide, ESG changes in banking, Devon Archer may implicate Joe Biden in testimony, and waning American confidence in the military. All on today's Newsbytes. All right, here's the scoop. A New York Times Siena College poll found Trump leading DeSantis 54 to 17% among likely Republican primary voters for the 2024 election. The poll showed Trump with large advantages across nearly every demographic and region. DeSantis performed weakest among key GOP constituencies like seniors and non-college educated voters. In a hypothetical head-to-head matchup, Trump led DeSantis 62% to 31%. 76% of GOP voters view Trump favorably compared to 66% for DeSantis. 43% have a very favorable view of Trump versus 25% for DeSantis. Okay, up next, the leader of the Marxist EFF Party of South Africa, which received 1.88 million votes in 44 seats in the 2019 election, is seen speaking to a maxed-out crowd of nearly 100,000, calling exclusively for the death of white farmers. Last year, courts determined this chant acceptable speech.
Shoot to kill the mother, kill the poor, the farmer, kill the poor, the farmer. Brr, pa, pa, brr, pa, pa. Attention.
And in green news, the European Commission has finalised the new European Sustainability Reporting Standards for European companies, which will come into effect next year in 2024. These rules require large companies and those listed in Europe to regularly report on climate and other ESG, or environmental, social and governance risks and impact. ESG refers to a set of standards for a company's behaviour. Some investors have voiced concern, saying that the businesses shouldn't be allowed to decide which ESG issues to report, but that they should be mandatory. This all forms part of Europe's Green Deal, where they plan to be the first climate-neutral continent by 2050, a decision that has not been voted on by the ordinary people of Europe. 600 billion investments have been set aside to finance the European Green Deal.
All right, after closed-door testimony today from Hunter Biden's ex-business partner, Democrat Goldman said that Hunter frequently made business calls with Joe on the speakerphone, but he claims they only discussed weather, despite contrary reports.
It just seemed like
it was clear that it was as part of the daily conversations that Hunter Biden had with his father, and it was and sounded like most of the time. Now President Biden didn't even know who the people he was at dinner. He was just asked to say hello, and he would, talk about the way he described it several times. They asked over and over and over. He described what the weather was, how what's going on your end. The witness was very, very consistent that none of those conversations ever had to do with any business dealings or transactions. They were purely what he called casual conversations.
Okay, here we go. Americans' confidence in the military has dropped to just 60%, a multi-decade low per Gallup. Support has crashed since 2020, with Republican confidence dropping over 20 points to 68%. Independent confidence fell 13 points to 55%. Democrats' confidence also dipped from a 68% peak when Biden took office, returning to 62% during his presidency. Some blame recruitment campaigns, others the Afghanistan withdrawal and ongoing Ukraine conflict. From the 2024 elections to financial regulations, calls for racial violence, congressional corruption hearings, and military insecurities. What stood out most to you today? Hit subscribe to never miss the headlines, leave your feedback below, and see you next time on Newsbytes.